First, Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor. We're going to be posting up a video in about an hour. Full interview I did with Aaron Singerman, CEO and owner of Redcon Supplements, talking about, I'm sure you heard the news, they signed Kai Greene, huge news in the fitness bodybuilding world. So the full interview is going to be up on that. And one thing I did get out of him was the full story behind Kai not competing in the 2015 Olympia. Remember, he was going to compete. He was in Las Vegas to compete, but he hadn't signed the contract yet. And there was some disputing. And then he put up a video, hotel and arena, talking about, they won't let me compete. And we all speculated, and we heard it was something related to a booth and this and that. Okay, so let me get to this. I don't want to be clickbait and not get right to it. So, will Kai compete in this year's Mr. Olympia? There is a very, very slim chance. I'm not counting on it for this year. Although Aaron did say Kai was out there in Boca Raton at their headquarters last week doing promotional photos, videos, things like that. And he had dieted for it. He told me he was 304 pounds, and that was 3 weeks off the Olympia. And he said he looked ready to compete. He could certainly get into the show, and I don't think he would have a problem getting a last-minute invite if he wanted one. He's one of the greatest bodybuilders of our generation. He was second place to Phil 3 years in a row, 2012, 13, 14. And those were some epic battles. Those were some of the best Olympias I'd ever been to, and I've been to quite a few. So will he compete in this year's Mr. Olympia? There's a very, very remote chance, but I'm not counting on it. Next year, however, sounds like it might be a go. And we talked in detail about why next year might actually happen. I miss seeing, those were the best. I mean, and the Olympia is always better with Kai in it. Always. He's one of the greatest physiques. Does anyone care what Kai's, a lot of people care about what Kai's trying to sell. But he laid out a scenario, Aaron, where Kai would qualify for the Olympia next year at another show, but maybe something like, sorry, still getting all that Thanksgiving food going. Talked about, shout out from Compton, California. So he would possibly qualify for the Olympia at something like the Tampa Pro, where they would fully document his prep, do a whole video series, tons of Instagram posts, really get a lot of mileage out of it and be there with Kai throughout the whole prep, and then follow him through the Olympia and have hopefully full access and do all kinds of backstage video and things. But he did say, Aaron talked about after that incident in 20 that he was probably never going to do the Olympia again. He had a very sour taste in his mouth about the Olympia and the people that were running it at the time. But yeah, my food's digesting very slow. I just ate again, some more of leftovers. But things have changed a lot since 2015. Robin Chang is no longer the promoter of the Olympia. It is now Dan Solomon. AMI is no longer the owner of the Olympia. It is now Jake Wood with Wings of Strength. So it's a totally different set of people running the Olympia. And, Kai did have a lot of issues with Robin Chang and other people that were in power at the time, putting on the Mr. Olympia contest. And those people are all gone from the Olympia. Robin's he's running NPC Global. He's still very, very active in contest promotion and in the IFBB Pro League. But the Olympia is Dan Solomon putting the event on with his team. Tamara Gundy, Heather Gundy, Angelica, Sophia. Who did I leave out? Anyway, what's this guy say? Phil and Kai battling it out. Yeah. I mean, that's a fantasy scenario. What brought this up? Because I just interviewed Aaron Singerman about signing. They just signed Kai Greene. And, I didn't expect him to give me full details of the contract, which he wouldn't. Those are, you can't, those are matters of privacy outside the business and the people. There's non-disclosure agreements that you can't talk about the contracts. It's privileged information. But he did say I didn't sign him not to compete. So I don't think, it didn't sound like It's stipulated in his contract that he has to compete or else the contract is void. But he really wants to be. He really wants to be. Reporting just like everything about Kai, guys. Huh? He really wants Kai to compete. We all want Kai to compete. You know, it's been a big letdown for fans of Kai and fans of bodybuilding that he hasn't competed because, you know, even though he's still very, very active with a lot of other things, he's been a lot more into acting in his comic book, King Kai, ebooks. You know, he done a movie over in India. Lost my connection. Sorry, guys, lost my connection. I don't know why. My Wi-Fi is pretty good here. So anyway, please check out the full interview with Aaron Singerman. It's going to be up about an hour. I'm talking to you at 1:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. Should be up by 2:15, 2:30 at the latest. Full interview with Aaron Singerman about why he signed Kai, what's different this time, and why Kai is probably going to compete again. Probably not this year, although that would be awesome. He said he's 304 pounds and he looked like he could be ready in 3 weeks. 304 pounds, and Kai is 5'8" on a good day. So, yeah, Kai had his own supplement line, Dynamic Muscle, which he co-owned with Aaron Singerman, and then Aaron gave him the 50% that he owned. He gave it all to Kai because he didn't feel he was holding up his end of the bargain with the marketing and everything. So he talks all about that. But now Kai is a Redcon 1 athlete. You know, he would be their main athlete. Obviously, they do have tons of other great athletes, but he's the biggest name. Who cares? I mean, we still care about Kai. We still want him back. And he's never said he's retired, that he's never competing again. I do believe we could see him on stage again. And I think from what we were talking about, it could very well be next year's Olympia, which would be, you know, we don't have that long to wait. It's less than a year, assuming it happens in September next year like it's supposed to. Just so I can report everything about Kai. You just said that. We do care about Kai because he still does have one of the best physiques in the world. He still looks like he could get on stage and battle Phil and Brandon and Rami and these guys. He still looks just as good as he did back when he was taking second to Phil those 3 years in a row. He's been training hard, stays very lean, and he, like I said, he dieted for this photo shoot and video shoot they did for Redcon last week in Florida. So remote chance we'll see him in the Olympia. I don't think we're going to see him in this Olympia. I do think there's a good chance we're going to see him next year in the Olympia. You know, he feels like he's got unfinished business. Yeah, ashamed of his gut. No, come on now. Oh man. So anyway, guys, full interview with Aaron about Kai coming up on this channel. Please check it out. Hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. For those of you who celebrate that, be careful out there with the vid and all that stuff. Tickets for Olympia should be up any day. Yeah, you just got to keep checking the website, MrOlympia.com. So that's it, guys. Put all that good food to use. Get some rest. Enjoy your weekend. Talk to you later.